you all that are listening, as well as myself, that we can be aware of what we can do to support, to understand all of that. Also, Ms. Lala is going to be sharing some amazing things that she has going on in addition that you can be supporting, that you can connect with, that you can know. And so I'm grateful again to be connected with you. Let me stop and take some time to go before God in prayer. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for this platform, for this voice that you give me. I thank you, God, for allowing for me to be able to talk to your people every single week. That is such a blessing. God, I look forward to what it is that you are going to be sharing. I look forward to the music that's shared, the joy that's shared, the shares and the likes that's going on. And Lord, I just give you glory and honor. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you for the connections that are made and everything that it is that you're doing. In Jesus' name, amen. So listen, y'all are tuned into the Monday Night Triple podcast with myself, with Lakeisha Mosley and Shay Sands on late night radio with Jerry Royce Live. We pack it every single Monday night and give it to you for 3 hours straight. And it is such an opportunity that we are truly grateful for. Thank you for the visionary Jerry Royce Live with Positive Power, 21 Christian Media Network. This is so much going on. Y'all make sure to stay connected with My Journey with Paula G. Everything that we have going on, all the great shows that you hear coming down the pipe. Listen, it is so much that is going on, and we are truly grateful for it. And so I just want to continue to give God praise, give a shout out to everybody that has been making their way through this Monday, to those that are on my news feed posting positivity. Y'all keep it up. Y'all keep going. And remember to like and share. We are going to take a quick musical break, and when we come back, I'm going to introduce you to my guest, who will be spending some time with us this evening on Pep Talk with Ree. In the meantime, y'all make sure to jam. Hey, can you feel the power?
Humble, young man, humble. Woo! This is Jarrell Golden of Holy Ground Music Group, and you are listening to Jerry Royce Live, worldwide podcast in Charm City. A quick question. Can you feel the power? Yeah. It's real talk, man. We all go through this. Listen. Tell me, have you ever seen somebody hurting to the point you want to help them? Not knowing what to say, you feel your actions will be better, so you dive head first and taking on that person's pressure and pain. Rain might not be their worst weather, cause it's a cold world. That July could be December. Your fight becomes exhausting, so your option is to give up. The one that you was helping is now watching you get fed up. See, it's a different road now. When their shoes is placed on your toes now. See, life hits within a second, it can go down. But are you spiritually prepared for when it goes down? A lot of people want to help and they may have good intentions, but their faith is in themselves. Jesus Christ, they never mention. Through Christ, we can learn to achieve. But first, we gotta follow before we can learn to lead. Help me. Show my daughter how to overcome. I want to teach my son how to love the sun. I want to face whatever obstacles that come and have the light of Christ within me being seen by everyone, just to shed hope and show his grace and his glory. His face can be seen through faith, it's adoring. But rarely we acknowledge what is obvious. We poorly take faith and can jumble it with praying while worrying. If you won't worry, you don't need to pray. Save your breath. But if you pray, then lay all your worrying to rest. Nothing wavering before him, cause wavering's a sign of a stagnant testimony and weakness within the mind. See, I was trying to help myself but didn't know how to. Cause when it got tough, the first thing I did was doubt you. But now I see, through you I can achieve. And it's you I have to follow in order for me to lead. Help me.
Royce Worldwide Podcast.
Yes, that was Jarrell Golden with Help Me. I love that song. He is actually one of he's up there with hip hop, with that Christian hip hop. I love it. I love what he has to bring to the table. And before we bring my guests, I just want to talk a little bit about that. Yeah, we'll jump off of Help Me. Where there are times where we need to call on God. Listen, there are many things that we face in life. And before I go any further, I want to encourage you, get your likes, get your shares. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Monique Davidson, A.L. Price, thank you so much. Scott Owens, I'm so glad you're here. Shalonda, y'all make sure to show some love. Jarrell Golden, we just listened to your song, and I love it. You are one of my favorites. So thank you so much for being a gift to the body. Y'all make sure to like. Y'all make sure to share. Y'all make sure to get some people in here. We are in the Monday Night Triple podcast. But that song was talking about Help Me, and I want to piggyback off of that right quick. There are things that we need to ask God for. Listen, we have so many things. We got Ask Facebook, Ask Google, Siri. What else we got out there? Y'all can put it in the comments. Different things that we can go to. What is this? This back in the day, the little cube thing where you can find out what's going on. It's so many things that you can have. 1-800-ASK Gary. It's so many things out there that we can ask for help, we can reach for. It's so many things. But you know what? There are some questions that can only be answered by God. There are some calls that can only be responded to by God. And it doesn't matter who you go to. You're not going to get what you need until you go to him. And so listen, there may be some of you that may be just kind of going around and reaching out and wondering why you're not getting the answers that you're looking for, wondering why people are not reaching back out to you when you're calling out to them, wondering why the connections are not seeming to be made or stick, because there is a help that is needed that doesn't come from one that can say, I did it for you. That doesn't come from one that can say, now give me my props. There is a help that comes from God where only God can get the glory. There's a help that comes from him. And we got to be in a place to be humble. That's another one that my brother sings, Mr. Jarrell Golden. Humble, young man, humble. We got to be in a place in order to receive that help where we are humble. Because listen, if we walk around all day long like we got it together, I promise you ain't nobody looking like they need any help. But you got to, sometimes there is an opportunity in our life, and I call it an opportunity. And some of you may be following and listening. Sometimes we have opportunities in our life that produce humility. Those opportunities may be setbacks, or what we may deem as a setback, where you may lose your job. Those opportunities where the car may break down, where the finances may be a little short, where a friend may betray you and hurt you, where things don't seem to work out the way that you would. Those are opportunities that produce humility. And we've got to be in a place where we are so in line with God when those opportunities come that we realize, oh, okay, this is an opportunity for me to be humble so I can learn and I can get the help that I need. Because if we take it the way that the enemy's giving, we're not going to see it as an opportunity. We're going to see it as a setback. We're going to see it as a defense. We're going to see it as an attack. And we're not going to receive and go into humility. We're going to go into hurt. We're going to go into pride. We're going to go into stubbornness, into all the areas that don't help us. My sister Alicia Joseph says, so true. And trust and believe. Trust and believe. We've got to be in a place that when it comes to our walk in our daily life and our relationship with God, that not only are we seeking him, but we're asking him for help along the way and being humble enough to receive the direction and instructions. Last nugget, listen. Sometimes your direction and instructions are not going to come from where you thought it would. It may not come from that big name. It may not come from the person that you like. But listen, God can use anybody and get those answers to you. Listen, my brother Jarrell Golden said this: humility is the main ingredient to our growth in our Christian life. We need this. We need this. We cannot walk around on this earth that we did not create with the assignment that we did not create, thinking that we know what comes next. Go to the Creator. Listen, that's all I got. But y'all make sure to connect. with my brother Jarrell Golden. He's dropped some fire. Make sure to connect with him and get that music. You can follow him. He's actually, if you're following me on social media, he's actually in here. So you make sure to connect with him. And my sister, Alicia Joseph, just dropped some fire. God is doing some amazing things in her life as well. Close to You is the album. Make sure to connect. So listen, I'm so excited for what we have coming up right now. This is none other than my guest for the evening, Miss Lala Justice. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing blessed. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Now, am I saying this right?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Good. I'm so excited to have you on tonight. We wanted to have you last week, and we ran into a few things on our end. But listen, we got you tonight, and tonight is the right time. For those that may not be familiar with you, just connecting, tuning in, listening in, please introduce yourself to us. Let us know a little bit about you.
Amen. Thank you. Yes. So my name is Lala Justice, and I am a mother of two, and one of my children, my son, actually has autism. I am also the vice president of Interfaith Wealth Builders, and I am also the Southern California parental ambassador for Parental Alienation Awareness Association, and also the president of Inclusion Clubhouse and founder of Chidentity as well.
Wow. That's huge. And I definitely want to break into and break everything down of what you said so we can know everything. But you know what I love about this, first and foremost? One, you're a woman, you are a mother, and we are talking about autism awareness, and we'll get a little bit more into that too. But there's so much that you have going on, and there's that balance that comes with it. With being a mother and parenting, how do you juggle all that you have and present yourself as you do?
Well, first, let me tell you that if you are a special needs mom, not taking away from, other parents, but when you're a special needs mom, you learn how to juggle early on, definitely toddler years. You are taught so many different skills to keep that balance, because you're going to be doing a lot on that journey when you have a child on the spectrum. Right. And of course, God and my spiritual walk also keeps me centered. And then I also have a lot of support as well.
That's good. And I love that. I watched Avengers Endgame. Did you see that movie?
I did, girl. Yes, I did.
Yeah. You did. So we're not going to do spoilers, but I watched Avengers Endgame. But one of the things I pulled from that, and listening to you, one of the things I pulled from that is team, is support. Yes. Is that there was nothing, they were great people. They had great gifts. They could do great things, but it was something about everyone coming together and what that could do. Now, when it comes to, all that God has gifted you to do and to move and to work, what is support? How necessary is support in the fight for awareness and advocacy and all of that? How necessary is that? And what do you find the benefits of?
Yeah, support is, you can't do this without support. It is, it is required. Having a child with special needs, but also including the various things that I'm even involved in. Without a strong support team, which I often basically state that my support team is the Avengers. So totally laughing when you said that, because we always say Avengers assemble. And that's something that we say often, but you can't, you could try, to do this, but, having, like I said, a kid on the spectrum with all of the, different therapies, and then not to mention if you're, involved in other projects, or even if you work full time, you're going to need a strong support system. You'll need the strong support system of the other parent, family members, friends, strong therapeutic groups, doctors, all types of various professionals that you'll need during that particular journey has been my experience.
Wow, that is huge. That is, and it's necessary. And it's necessary. And for those of you that are out there that are listening, you do not have to do everything by yourself. If you're trying to figure this thing out, and you'll get to the point where you're pulling your hair out. If you're trying to go about life alone, if you're trying to go about things alone, you need the support. I want to ask a few questions, and then I want to get into some of the other things that you do. With your son, what are some things that, for those that may be out there that are not aware of autism, or when you say the spectrum, what are some things that you can share with us, some great things about your boy that we can understand, and then beyond, so that we can have some understanding of autism awareness?
Thank you for that. Well, one of the things I will tell you is my journey specifically is a little bit unique. I will say that if parents have a diagnosis or suspect that their child potentially has the autism spectrum, well, as you know, there's various spectrums. And so having an open mind and no finger pointing, is something that you need to be very cognizant of. My journey happens to be particularly unique because in the process, you will have some parents that are not very accepting to the diagnosis, or they feel like they did something wrong, or they feel like they need to blame the other parent because they're really unclear of why this is happening. And so it creates a level of confusion for the other parent that may not be so accepting. And so I would say that, this kid, came to this earth and they just want to be loved, and so accepting that child right where they are and working with the other parent collectively is going to, empower that child, even on that journey. It will also empower you as well. Early intervention is something that is critical. If you do not get early intervention services, you will be behind the eight ball once the child starts to get into a more social setting along with their processing abilities. And so making sure that that child has occupational therapy early on, speech therapy, ABA therapy, whatever the child's particular needs are. I know for mine, it was all three of those, including he had asthma and allergies and eczema. And so we definitely had our work cut out. But I will say that having receptive and understanding parents and, not rejecting the child or denying the child or denying the family because you're having a hard time processing it, just know that autism does exist. And if your child does have it, work collectively together and start building your support team, because the child's going to need it, but so won't you.
Right. I like that. I like how you said the child is going to need it, but so won't you. And it makes me think of, and not necessarily in this exact order, but for instance, when we're traveling on airplanes and we need to make sure that we're good so that we can be able to take care of the other person. And as a parent, we want to, the fact that you said there's help for both parent and, child, because it is a learning experience. And I don't have the same walk, but I would be, I believe that you can't just go about it how, mama taught and how grandma did and, and all of that. But every child is unique, and you have to learn your child. And there may be some roads and some different routes for each child, but each child is unique. And once we hone in and find out what those things are and get educated, as my sister Sharon, and get educated, then we can be the best, not only for those that that are coming up, our children, but also others, and teaching others advocacy and education, so that we can go about life honoring and valuing people for who they are, and not just something that just because we're not used to it or what have you, not just focusing on those things, the value of the person. So I am so grateful for you just giving us a little bit more insight into the awareness of autism. I did want to, you brought up some other things that you are doing. And before we get to a musical break, I wanted you to kind of cut half of it, and we'll get half of it after, but half of it, tell us about a little bit more about what you do, because some may want to be connected. What other things are you doing out there?
Well, I'm an advocate for parental alienation awareness, and I have teamed up with Shelley Toner and Jill Ajizi. And so I created Chidentity because, unfortunately, during the course of my experience as it relates to the autism journey, it did lead to divorce. And so, again, that's one of the projects I'm working on as far as keeping families collectively together, non-alienation whatsoever. But I'm also involved in a special needs organization called Inclusion Clubhouse, and we have our upcoming special needs family prom on June 9th that we do every single year, and we welcome families of all abilities and interfaith wealth builders. We have a homeless ministry and also spiritual counseling, which is very needed. Like I said, your support group, the Avengers, there you go.
Right. Wow. That is huge. I love the fact that there was a course in your life, there was a road. You had a beautiful, beautiful experience in the birth of your son. But I love that even with something that could have seemed to be a turn for the worse, that you put that and God allowed for that to come right back into your hands to build. You know, that it wasn't a thing that was that that it's like, okay, that's a loss, but you're able to build and prepare others and show the love of the child even after divorce and all of that. That is, I love the different areas that God has allowed for you to go in. You know what? I'm looking at the time. And we're going to take some more time. We're going to take some more time because you also spoke of some other, did you speak of some other things that you are doing and have coming up as well?
Yes, we have the Special Needs Family Prom that's coming up on June the 9th.
Awesome. Yes. How do we get connected with that?
You can follow us on social media as far as Instagram. InclusionClubhouse.org is also our website. And we do post regularly as far as like the upcoming updates for the actual event. And we'll definitely be soliciting a lot on Instagram to definitely invite families come from all over. I mean, all over the U.S. we have families that come to this particular event.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely tagging you into our Facebook watch party that we have going on because I want you to put that information in because we have some that may definitely be interested in knowing more about what it is that you have in store. I'm looking at my producer of this show, Jerry Royce Live. He said my nephew has autism and he started his first year of college. And that is huge.
Wow.
Because what I do want to ask you, with the advocacy that you do, what are some stigmas that we can kill right now? You know, that if we can leave some nuggets and get rid of some stigmas dealing with autism, disability, the different things you stand for, what are some stigmas? If I could present to you, this is your soapbox, Ms. Lala, let us have it. Tear it down. What can we tear down?
I would say that the biggest thing as it relates to being a parent with a child with autism is that, immediately people think that your kid's broken, or they're like, oh, and what they don't understand is they are extremely brilliant. And children with autism actually think there's something wrong with us, because we pay attention to so many things in their world that are excessive, I guess you could say. And for them, like my son could sit there and watch me for 20 minutes and fumble with a remote that's broken, and I'm trying to fix it. And for him, he just takes it and he fixes it in under 2 minutes. So they see things in a very particular lens, things that we kind of take for granted. And so I'd have to say that, if there's one social stigma that I could, address is, just because your child is on the autism spectrum does not mean that they are not going to advance. I mean, my son is a genius. I mean, he's really, really smart, to the point where I have to sit back and be like, wow, you're genius.
Yes.
Really, really, he's definitely very, very gifted. But the journey with that is, they're constantly teaching you. There's not a day that does not go by where this kid is not teaching me something new that I was completely unaware of. Again, the things that we do not pay attention to, they hyper-focus on and pay attention to. And so I would have to say one of the biggest things that I see, just even advocating in the school, advocating for him after school, doctor's offices and so forth, is they automatically have this thing like, oh, it's going to require some extra steps and kid's kind of broken. No, they're not broken.
Yeah.
They just work differently.
Right. That's huge. And you're encouraging me. My son does not have autism, but he has learning disabilities. And I remember being in school, my 9-year-old, and I remember being talking to the teachers and them meeting with me and presenting me the packet with all of the issues, basically, feeling broken. I remember them saying, he's such a sweet boy, and it was me looking like, what happened, but I've even learned through the process that it's just different, and I've got to learn, like how you say, learning every day. I've got to learn that, okay, with, maybe my other son, I can go about it this way. He's more like me, real quick on certain things and gets it. But interestingly enough, my 9-year-old, he thinks differently, but when I actually pay attention, it's like, oh my gosh, like I didn't see that, you know what I mean? And you can go on a journey with them to another place. So that, it's so encouraging. It was so encouraging, and I definitely want to have you come on more so we can talk more. But this is such a great discussion. I thank you for tearing down the stigmas. I thank you for sharing some information with us. My friend, Miss Paige Wolf, she's a guest coming on next month, said different, not less. That's autism in a nutshell. And so we have so many people that are in support. Miss Lala has been my guest for the night, Miss Lala Justice, and we'll make sure to try to get her information in here for you to connect with the prom. So before we close, just give us some how we can stay in touch with you, again, what you have coming up, and how do we continue to support those things that you have.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Yes, so you can follow me on social media at LalaJustice15 or at Chidenity, and that's CHEYEDENTITY. For our Inclusion Clubhouse prom, you can also follow me there at Inclusion Clubhouse. And for Interfaith Wealth Builders, you can follow me at Inner Wealth Builders.
Awesome. Any final shout-outs you want to give? Any love before we close it out?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I want to give you love for having me on the show. I truly appreciate it. Have nothing but gratitude. Also do want to give a shout-out to my Avenger team, Kim Warner, Linda Hall, Shelly Toner, Jill Ejizi, and also Janet McCullough, the child custody and parental alienation lawyer.
Awesome, awesome. Much love to each and every one of you. We thank you so much for tuning in. We are so grateful. We have people in here saying, ooh, let's get this information. So, sis, Ms. Lala, if you get an opportunity to come on social media, the Facebook Live, and plug that in, we got people that want to be connected to you. And again, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Pep Talk with Ree. Y'all stay tuned for Miss Lakeisha Mosley and my girl Shay Sams. You are listening to the Monday Night Triple Podcast. Y'all be blessed.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live, worldwide.
We're going to spread this encouragement from the church to the street. The Lakeisha Mosley Show. The Lakeisha Mosley Show. The Lakeisha Mosley Show. And they talk about nothing but the unseen and unspoken issues while providing encouragement and love and understanding. She talks about issues that people in high places and influences are afraid to discuss publicly. Stay tuned. It's about to get real live. And you're tuned in to the Lakeisha Mosley Show.
Amen. Good evening. Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited about tonight. Welcome to the Lakeisha Mosley Show. I am your host, Lakeisha Mosley, and it is a fabulous evening this evening, you guys, because God is truly good. I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for the opportunities to share with you just some insight on being inspiring in anything that you're doing. And I'm so grateful for my guest tonight, and we're going to talk about that tonight. Today we're going to talk about a few things that are really, really important for us to understand and for us to really take heed in, because
They tell me, pro man, you done made it. You done came up from the bottom. You successful in the things we striving for. My dude, you got 'em. I said you stand corrected, cause I just can't take that credit. I ain't nothing, I'm just someone who believes the one that did it. Yeah. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I bought with a price that's right, right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night, night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me his love. Rescued a thug, I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. There ain't nothing like this feeling that I'm feeling. I'm forgiven. I once was lost, but now I'm found, and boy, I'm glad I'm living. I should've died on Benson, man. I should've died in prison, but God, he picked me up and filled my cup, and now I'm sipping. Look at my life, you see that I'm blessed, huh? Came up out of the mess, huh? A beautiful wife, the beautiful son, huh? You can see I done came up, homie, that's favor. He said I'm the salt of the earth, that's flavor. I'm sending my praises up, cause nothing I do will ever repay him. Bought me a house, I'm fresh out of debt. Credit scores is 740, that's no brag, I give God the glory. You wouldn't hate if you knew my story. I wasn't smart, they called me stupid. My homeboys was school whooping. Some cousin and some blood, and now I got the truth and I give it to them. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I bought with a price that's right, right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night, night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me his love. Rescued a thug, I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. Todo lo que tengo, mi Diosito me lo dio. No merezco sus promesas, pero él me dio su amor. Él me cambió la vida, no soy el mismo de ayer. Es mi pan, es mi agua y en él voy a creer. Never could have made it on my own. That's why he sent me the paraclete. I couldn't stop smoking, couldn't stop drinking, till his life came inside of me. He took my mess and made a testimony. I got a rap sheet, I'm not a phony. You act soprano, I'll show you Tony. But my life changed and you trying to stone me. Could've got out with a cold heart. Revenge on my friends who grew apart. Played every chick that I met at the mall. Paint the town like a work of art. But I thank God cause this is deep. My sleep sweet cause I found peace. The life of Christ took over me, so by his grace is what you see. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I bought with a price that's right, right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night, night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me his love. Rescued a thug, I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. This isn't my life. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever accomplished. This isn't my life. It ain't cause I'm so smart and I got it all figured out, man. This isn't my life. I just put my faith in the one. This isn't my life. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Yeah, this isn't my life.
80 pounds.
they do. It's okay.
This service is access code or phone number you have dialed is incorrect. Access code or phone number you have dialed is incorrect. Please check your credentials and try again. Please re-enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. Access code accepted. The recording has started.
About it, let's talk. You want to speak about it, let's speak. We're going to spread this encouragement from the church to the street. The Lakeisha Mosley Show. The Lakeisha Mosley Show. The Lakeisha Mosley Show. And they talk about nothing but the unseen and unspoken issues while providing encouragement and love and understanding. She talks about issues that people in high places and influences are afraid to discuss publicly. Stay tuned. It's about to get real live, and you're tuned in to the People Mosley
Show. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on in and joining us this evening on the Lakeisha Mosley Show. I am your host, Lakeisha Mosley, and I'm so happy to have you guys here with me tonight because we're going to have a really nice show. We're going to have a show with an amazing influencer, and he has a really, really amazing cause that God gave him, and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to hear about it. I know you are too. First, I would like to thank my amazing intro artist, and she is none other than Letitia Nicole, better known as Eternal. She's the one that did my amazing intro. I love her so much. It literally speaks everything that I'm all about and what God has for me in this space. So thank you so much, sister. I appreciate you. I have my amazing guest. He is an amazing influencer, and he is a community and youth advocate. And, he advocates for things that a lot of us may not think about. We don't really focus on. But, God gives us all a vision and a purpose. And it's so great to hear, those visions and those purposes so we can connect and we can support. So I'm excited about this, and I know you are too. I appreciate my amazing guest, is Minister Eric Williams. Eric, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Hey, how we doing? It is an honor and it is a privilege to be on this powerful panel. I thank God. To God be the glory on the behalf of the kingdom of heaven. I'm an ambassador.
Amen. I'm so happy that you're here with me tonight. I appreciate your having the time and definitely your patience. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning of our show, so thank you so much for being patient with us and in this time. But I'm so excited to hear your vision and your ministry and everything you're all about. So I know a little bit about you. You are amazing, but definitely my studio audience would love to hear even more about you. So please go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, letting them know everything about you that you want to inspire them tonight.
Okay, well, I'm Eric Williams. I'm from the city of Louisiana. I'm currently living in Opelousas, Louisiana. We've been having quite a few violent attacks with guns and youth shooting and killing each other. So God put in my spirit when somebody in my family, two youngsters, 15, 16, young, one got killed and the other one to the prison system. And God laid it heavily on my heart. It's time to start doing something. So I was praying and seeking God about what can I do with my situation. I'm not rich, but one thing he did, he took away every excuse. He told me to look around, use what you have. You use your story, son. You use the word, use your ministry, use what I gave you. It was like one of those David situations when David was attacking and getting ready to fight Goliath. They tried to give David some of Saul's, wanted to give him some of his armor. But David said, you know what? I'm just going to use this little slingshot and these rocks, and I believe I'm going to do fine. So I was 18 years old at one point, on the fourth grade level. I was in special education, but I graduated with a high school diploma. So I share my story of inspiration. I also deal with mental illness, bipolar, schizophrenic. I share my story with people, and I let them know, look, if God can use me, he can use you. We all have challenges, and God get the glory out of our weaknesses, and I'm all about giving God glory.
That's so amazing. That's really amazing, and I'm so grateful that you are open and transparent with everything that you're going in and what you're doing. What you're doing is so needed, but I have to be honest. Everybody's not ready for it. They're not ready to be honest and talk about it. And I'm so grateful that you said that because, being a mental illness advocate myself, sometimes you feel like you're by yourself because everyone's not ready to dive into that deep, dark, and ugly. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're really diving into it.
Exactly. I mean, there has to be realness for us to get wellness. Let me say that again. There has to be realness for us to get wellness. If I'm sick and I got a cold and I'm coughing everywhere and I can't admit that I'm sick, I mean, we got to get to a point to where we start teaching the word of God practical, transparently, and real so people can get well. You have to first admit that you're sick. If you can't admit that you're sick, you're being hypocritical. You're lying. So we can't call those things that be not as though they are until we get an understanding of what God means. Okay, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. With the violence with these children out here killing and shooting each other. For us to fix the problem, we have to identify that there's a problem. We can't sit here and say the kids ain't going to kill each other no more. The kids ain't going to kill each other no more. We could sit here and say that all day long. The kids is going to stop killing until we put some kind of plan in action through faith. Okay, through faith, through a vision from God, the violence will slow down. Through faith and a vision of God. Now, if we say that, then we can see some progress because we're working our faith through a plan and a vision. Then we can see violence begin to slow down. We have to be real about these issues.
When you say be real, that is so interesting because I understand that. I truly understand that what you're saying about being real. And that's a story in itself. That's the story in itself to really talk about that, because being authentic and being open is not necessarily always, popular. We have to do that. And we have so many examples in the Word of God where, Jesus was just so open for us. I mean, he did things that was just not the norm. I mean, he did it intentionally. He showed the Pharisees, different things that were just not in the quote unquote processes of being a Christian as they thought.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
well, if Jesus, we know that Jesus is alive and well. He lives in us. He lives in us. Today, if Jesus was to come on the scene, he's going to look at some of these so-called Christians and be like, "Oh, you representing me? Are you really representing me? Is there another Jesus? Because you don't look like my disciple. You talk like my sheep. You walk like my sheep. You act like my sheep, but..."
Call on Jesus. Whoa, call on Jesus. Call on Jesus. When you're feeling all alone and you find it hard to carry on, call on Jesus. Call on Jesus. And when you're feeling sad and blue and you don't know what to do, call on Jesus. Call on Jesus. It doesn't matter when or where. When you call on Jesus, he'll be there. All you gotta do is
This service. Access code accepted. The recording has started.
That, through his actions, that we were all the same, that he's not better than us.
Great question, because here it is. Look at the disciples. They having a conversation. I'm great. I'm going to be greater. Then they come to Jesus. Well, who's going to be the greatest in the kingdom? And Jesus looked up at them and he said, "Okay, is y'all really want to do this?" In other words, what have I been doing since I've been here? I've been serving you guys. I've been bringing you fish. I've been giving you something to eat. I've been healing the sick. Okay, who's going to start serving? Who's going to start serving? Everybody wants to be great. Everybody wants to be that big person. And in my program, when I go on the streets and I talk to these brothers and sisters and I ask them what it is they want to do, do you know the question? They all say they want to be bosses. I want to be a boss. I want to be a boss. I say, okay, well, is you ready to pick up some trash? Is you ready to clean up your neighborhood? Is you ready to clean up your home? In fact, is you ready to boss yourself? What did Paul say? Paul said, this one thing that I do, he said, I'm forgetting the past. Now, everybody want to quote that one. He said, and I'm pressing forward. But Paul said, I beat my flesh under subjection. When God said he gave us dominion, he gave us dominion over the world. Don't get us wrong. Don't get that twisted. He gave us dominion. He gave us all dominion. But the main thing we need to get dominion over is ourselves. We need to get disciplined.
My God. Isn't that true? Isn't that very true? I have to tell myself that too, as far as understanding that, if I'm not meek enough to understand that I need to be a servant in all areas, then you're not ready to be a CEO. You're not ready to be a leader. If you can't, do what your flock is doing, then you're really not ready to serve in the capacity that God has really desired you to serve. You know, I really feel that what you're saying, because it's so true. A lot of times we have to start at the beginning. You know, a lot of times we want to start at the end. You know, and I think about when you're saying what you're saying, you know, when you're saying what you're saying, feel me 1 minute, Eric. When you say what you're saying, you know, the phases of business, right? You understand the phases of business, right? We have like the launch stage, we have the growth stage, right? The shakeout stage, the mature stage, and then the decline stage, right? You know, where you're pretty much going into another phase. You understand it, right? So a lot of times people want to start at that maturity phase, but we haven't really developed the growth phase. We really have to go through that process, right? Can you talk about that for me? Let the audience understand that.
The process, audience. I'm glad. That was a great question. The process, audience. The process is the suffering. The process is the pain. The process is the absence. And I say the suffering because what did you go through? And what are you willing to go through? Okay, the pain. What did you allow the pain of what you went through to turn you into? Okay? Because it's and what you didn't have, the things you went without. Okay, I didn't have a father. Okay, now, being that you didn't have a father, how long is you going to use that for an excuse? Being that you got hurt and you got, and I'm sorry you got molested. I'm sorry you got beat as a child. I'm sorry your father and your mother. I apologize. I'm sympathizing with you. But how long are we going to use that for an excuse? At some point, before we even deal with business, we have to deal with these spiritual things that's going on with us mentally, because character will determine how well your business will be. Character will determine your maturity. Character will determine how your growth is going to happen in business, because when don't nobody show up, is you still going to be consistent? Is you still going to show your business? Is you still going to be professional? How long is it going to take till you break? Are you planning on breaking? Are you planning on giving up? If the support don't come, what you going to do? You going to start something else? So you have to be sold on what it is that you're doing, and you have to make sure that it is your gift, it is your purpose, and it's what God called you to do.
My Lord, you are really ministering to the audience right now. They're receiving the healing in some of the areas that they felt like there was no answer to. You know, you're really ministering to them right now. Everyone, I have Minister Eric Williams here with me. He is a community and youth advocate, and I'm so grateful for him right now, because we're talking about those things that a lot of people really need to understand. There's different phases in life, and God really needs you to get the roots, the keys, and all those phases in order for you to be everything that he has called you to be, in order for you to live your best life, in order for you to be prosperous. But you got to understand those different aspects that are needed in order for you to succeed. You know, Eric, you talked about, you know, that character process. You know, I have to be transparent. I'm always about being transparent on this show. That was a different phase in my life that I really wasn't ready to receive a long time ago. I just really wasn't ready to receive that. I said, you know what, I got it all going on. I can go on. I'm good. I'm successful. I look good on the outside. Everything's wonderful. God, come on, use me. And God's like, slow up, my daughter. There's a lot of things internal that people don't see that I really need to get, you know, a hold of within your spirit that needs healing in order for you to really be, you know, a positive influence on the outside. You know, do you relate to me, Eric, on that? Because sometimes, you know, you go through that where you say, oh, I'm ready, but God says, oh, almost, not yet, slow down.
If I could tackle that, I had so many mentors in my life, and I thank God for it. And what I mean about mentors, and I also had women that mentored me. In fact, my mother raised me by herself. My father was in and out of my life as a kid, and there was some periods of time when I wouldn't even see him. So my mom would have different men would come around, and I would be so angry. I grew up angry. I grew up an angry kid because my father wasn't in my life. I was mad about it. I wasn't sad about it. And to the point to where I would snap at any time. It really, and I'll be ready to fight. Anybody looked at me wrong, you said something, it didn't take much to get me to that point. And and I'm saying all that because when my mom moved, the move, sometimes you have to move, Lord have mercy. Sometimes you have to move. Sometimes somebody needs to hear this. You're going to have to move. Sometimes you have to move. The move. My mama moved me from the area I was in and into an area. I was in an environment where they had gun shops, punch, and drug store, well, alcohol stores on every corner, gun shops, to an area where they had churches on every corner. The environment, the move was devastating on my life. It really developed me into the person I am today. I met some great pastors. Pastor Ella Piper of Church of God in Christ, Reverend Cooksey of Sweet Home Baptist Church. I can go on and on. I met some great men of God as a kid. They would buy me food. They would come by and visit. They would look out and they took me up under their wings, and they really cared and nurtured me and helped me along the way. A guy that I still, a mentor I still deal with, Pastor Hilton Wells, took me under his wings, taught me how to drive. Here I am, 23 years old, didn't know how to drive. This man taught me how to drive at 23. You know, my mom didn't own a vehicle. So that was very vital, you know, that I was in special education, didn't graduate till I was 23. I was 18 years old, fourth grade level. You're talking about challenges. But God will take away every excuse. He's going to send somebody, and that's the reason why I'm saying this. In the move process, God is going to send you everything you need. You just got to move to the next level, okay? You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. Paul said, I press forward. Now let's go back to that. You have to keep pressing. Okay, I know you hurt. Okay, I know it was bad. Okay, I know it made you bitter, but you got to keep moving to the point to where now when you see that person, they don't even faze you anymore. The hurt ain't even there no more. At some point, God will begin to clean the scar, because the scar going to always bring it back to your remembrance of the hurt and the pain and the things you went through in life. So sometimes God is going to have to take away the scar to move the memory of what happened to you. You have to let God make you over again. Somebody say make you over again. And the audience out there that's listening, you have to be born again. You have to allow God to transform your mind. You have to allow God to renew your spirit so you can move forward.
Amen. I mean, I tell you, they are listening and they're receiving exactly what you are expressing to them. You know, this is really the time, everyone, that we really need to understand that we have to get through this part of the process. And you know what? It's not easy. It's not easy sometimes. It's not always heartwarming. You know, our perception is not always heartwarming to receive it. But you know what? God always has a plan. God always has a plan for us to be able to evolve in everything that he has to offer for us. And, you know, Minister Eric Williams is here letting us know exactly how that is, and really letting us know just how important it is for us to understand that, you know, God is with us through every part of our lives. And even when it seems like, you know, we're limited, even when it seems like we don't have an advantage, because, you know, we can count on our hands, maybe both of our hands, you know, all the disadvantages. You know, I didn't have a parent here. I didn't have an active parent here, you know, or I didn't have money in the bank. I didn't have resources in order to succeed like my friends did, or I didn't have friends, or yada, yada, yada. We always can have something to say that can put us, you know, at a disadvantage. But God always had that ram in the bush. Amen. God always had that ram in the bush, you know, and Minister Eric Williams is letting you know that right now, how God always had that ram in the bush. This call right now, this episode is that ram in the bush for someone, because you woke up this morning with no hope. You woke up this morning not feeling that. And I feel like, you know, that's what you're talking about tonight, just as far as our audience to have hope, you know. And I want you to begin to express that, letting them know just how they can stay connected in everything that you're doing, because you're doing so much in the community, definitely in Louisiana. You're doing so many big things with a lot of influencers, you know. I know that you have something going on as well with, you know, want to connect with the New Orleans Saints and, you know, a lot of influencers where a lot of our youth will look at, you know, they'll look at them because they aspire to be like them, but they'll receive the messages for them. Tell me some of the programs that you have going on, you know, that you have to connect with the youth and the community in order for them to receive this positive message that you have.
Great. Thank you for that. The first thing I want to say before I even begin to get into that, obedience is better than sacrifice. God told Abraham, come on up. Take your son up there, and I want you to kill him. That's what God told him. But do you know, as soon as he got ready to do it, God said, hold up, wait, stop. Don't do that. Abraham listened to God, and then God provided a ram. God provided a sacrifice. So obedience is better than sacrifice. And we have to learn to be obedient to the instructions. We have to learn to be obedient to the principles of of the laws, because we have to understand everything that in this world is a law. If you throw something up, gravity is going to pull it down. So we have to understand obedience is better than sacrifice. Now, I thank God for this program that he gave me, the vision, guns down, power up. Guns down, power up. And what we're doing, we're teaching, instead of bang, bang, we're working our brains. We're teaching these kids how to play chess, and also adults. And we're taking away excuses. That is what we're doing. We're trying to create an atmosphere where if a child didn't have a father, didn't have a mother, don't have family support, we're trying to be that support system to take away that excuse for them to say, well, I got to turn to the street because the street loved me. I got to turn to the street because the street helping me. And in certain cases, that is true. And certain kids will look at me and say, where is the church? And it hurts my heart to where and there was a time I couldn't give them an answer. And I kept crying out to God, God help me. How can I be an impact? How can I be a difference? I don't want to be that pastor that lied to kids. There's so many pastors that was good, and then there were so many pastors that showed me some bad things to do. So many pastors told me, if you need me, young man, call me. And I called them, and guess what? They disappointed me. They didn't come through. So I'm like, God, how can I be different? I know how that feels. I know how it feels to see your mom struggling with bills, but yet and still you saying you the head and not the tail. I know how it feels seeing your mom struggling, moving from house to house, but you saying that your father is a king and he's rich and the ruler of all the world, and you're struggling. Who is this God? Because I'm living in poverty, and I see these kids turning to the streets because of the word is not being taught right. The word is not being preached right. God is not all about money. That is not what God is about. And until we start giving them true substance, true hope, a real word, they need faith. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. We need to stop trying to put so much glamour on money and fame. That's what the world do. The church shouldn't be that way. And if we're going to tell a child we're going to do something, we need to follow through with it. We need to make sure we can do what we say we're going to do. We have to be examples. God's word is a law unto himself. If God said it, he's going to do it. I would do things for my brother, and I'm going to get off this subject. I would do things for my brother, and he'll say, thank you, Eric. And I really, at the time, when I was coming up, I really didn't want to do it. So what I would tell him is, don't thank me. Thank God. It was the God in me that caused me to do what I did for you. Because how can we say we love God, but we hate our brother and our sister who we see every day?
Wow, that's so true. A lot of times we don't know that we're being that hypocritical within our walk, with Christ until, it's brung up to us. Sometimes we need to be that vessel, that brother or sister that says, you know what, you need to up level. You need to get to another space in your ministry, but you need to really be humble and be reachable. You need to be reachable. People need to reach you. And I'm not just talking about, coming off the pulpit and being able to shake hands. People need to reach you and really understand that you're really there with them in the trenches with them, and understanding that they can depend on you to be there with them through their process, because everyone has a process. It's time out from, us looking down on everyone else and saying, you know what, you're doing this and you're doing that. Well, everyone's process is different. So we need to understand that, God is dealing with them and their process, just like my process is different. So I want you to pray for me before judging me.
Right.
It's so important. That's so important. I feel like that's what you're doing with the youth and with the community, with your programs today. I feel like that's what you're doing. You're really showing them how to love themselves and how to love themselves through their efforts, within what they're doing. You said something that was very positive. You said as far as you help the youth as far as powering up in education mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about that a little bit? Because it's so important for our youth to understand, to have that mindset as far as success, like really what success really is. And I feel like you touched on that in your different programs and letting them know financial success, entrepreneurial success, all those different things. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, well, here it is. I'm working for Papa John's at one point in time in my life, and I call myself trying to hustle, and I begin to be pretty good at it. And this guy said, "Hey, let me give you some more. Let me give you some more. You doing?" I'm like, I might need to stop this. And I was preaching, and I veered off on track because because I used to be a little bad guy before I started preaching. I called myself being a bad guy, had my own little gang, all this and that. And I'm going somewhere with it. That's why I'm sharing this before I answer that. And so I called myself trying to be bad, had my own little gang, and I veered off on track, got in church, then I got back into the things of the world, backslid a little bit. So, I'm selling pizza, and I'm doing my little stuff on the side, and God stopped me. God said, hold on, this ain't what I called you to do. This ain't it. If you got an entrepreneur mindset, if you can hustle, if you can sell drugs, if you can do all of this, you can be an entrepreneur. You can have your own business. You can show your people, instead of destroying your people, you can build them, because those drugs, those substances are destroying them. Here you are supposed to be a preacher. Look at yourself. God will whoop me in the middle of the night, whooping me, because I thought there was no other way. I was working, but I thought to have more, I had to hustle. And then here I am preaching and teaching, and God said, no, this ain't it. This ain't. And when nothing I was doing was prospering that way. It's like when nothing I was doing prospering. So that wasn't the lifestyle. And if you're out there and you're listening, let it go. Ask God to show you another route, and I guarantee you he will. Education, powering up, whatever it is, your purpose is. 2 of the richest places in the world. Do you know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm asking, do you know the 2 richest places in the world?
A
lot of people. Some people say, when I ask people that question, some say Africa, some say a state, and you know what I tell them? Okay,
the graveyard.
I'm listening. I say the graveyard and the prison system.
Yes.
Are 2 of the richest places in the world. People don't get a chance to live their purpose. They don't get a chance to realize who they are. They take it to the graveyard with them, or they get locked up into a prison system. So guns down, power up is disappointing all the right things. That's what I teach. Disappointing the right things. Stop disappointing yourself. Stop disappointing your mom and your dad. Stop disappointing your brother and your sister. And start disappointing the graveyard. Start disappointing the prison system. Start making the right choices to have something and start working on it now. That's what power up means. Figure out what it is you want to do and start working on it.
Wow. Glory to God. Listen, I am so inspired, and the studio audience is inspired. Minister Eric Williams, you are amazing. You're phenomenal, amazing at what you do, and we definitely have to have you back again. And our time is pretty much up. Oh, my gosh. You have so much wisdom and so much words of wisdom and keys for us to succeed in our life. And we definitely need to stay connected with you. Please let us know how we can stay connected with your ministry and how we can reach you on social media and all of your areas and websites.
You can go on Guns Down Power Up on Instagram. You can also go Guns Down Power Up on Facebook and like my business page. Follow me on Guns Down Power Up on Instagram. Kingdom Talk on Facebook. Just hit Kingdom Talk, and a lot of my videos and messages going to pop up. I'm a little out the box, but I break down what I teach, and it's very plain and simple. Once you watch the video and get an understanding, you're going to be like, wow, I'm getting what he's saying. And it's all about giving God the glory.
Well, amen. That's what you are all about, giving God the glory. You have Kingdom Talk. You all about respect and love, and I definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing your ministry on the Lakeisha Mosley Show this evening, and definitely we're looking forward to having you back again.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're going to transition real quick to our last segment of the show, and it is called Lakeisha's Love Letter, a healing, encouragement, and empowerment. And we're going to focus on Hebrews 10, verse 30. And pretty much it tells you, we know him who says, vengeance is mine, I will repay. Again, the Lord will judge his people. And I bring that up just to let you know, it's so important for us to understand that anything that we've been through, any hiccups we've had, any, back stories that we are still holding, any guilt and any revenge we're holding in our heart, understand that let it go. Letting it go gives you healing and it allows you to move forward. God has everything that in his mind and from your past. He has it under control. You don't have to hold on to it. Give it to him, and he will heal you. And he will make sure that everything is going to smooth out that affected you in your process. Understand that he loves you. Understand that I love you. Understand that everyone around you loves you. Understand that God is with you. And understand that everything about you is all about him. So know that I love you so much. And remember, in all you do, lead with confidence, understanding, and love always. I want to give a shout out to my amazing producer, Jerry Royce Live. I want to give a shout out also to the artists that we met this weekend. We had an amazing event this weekend, and Dr. Eric Holmes invited us. We're giving a shout out to you, sir. Thank you so much for allowing us to sow seed within your vision in your Author Summit. Definitely looking forward to listening to my sister Shay Sams on this next segment with Jerry Royce Live and awesome ministry. We praise God for everything that we are doing right now, and we praise God for you, studio audience. Thank you so much for joining us, and have an amazing evening. Good night.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I'm living in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry was live worldwide.
They tell me, pro man, you done made it. You done came up from the bottom. You successful in the things we striving for. My dude, you got him. I said you stand corrected, cause I just can't take that credit. I ain't nothing, I'm just someone who believes the one that did it. Yeah. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I bought with a price that's right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me his love. Rescued the thug, I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. There ain't nothing like this feeling that I'm feeling. I'm forgiven. I once was lost, but now I'm found. And boy, I'm glad I'm living. I should've died on Benson, man. I should've died in prison. But God, he picked me up and filled my cup, and now I'm sipping. Look at my life, you see that I'm blessed, huh? Came up out of the mess, huh? A beautiful wife, the beautiful son, huh? You can see I done came up. Homie, that's favor. He said I'm the salt of the earth, that's flavor. I'm sending my praises up, cause nothing I do will ever repay him. Bought me a house, I'm fresh out of debt. Credit scores is 740, that's no brag, I give God the glory. You wouldn't hate if you knew my story. I wasn't smart, they called me stupid. My homeboys was so whooping. Some cousin and some blood, and now I got the truth and I give it to 'em. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I bought with a price that's right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me his love, rescued the thug. I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. Todo lo que tengo, mi Diosito me lo dio. No merezco sus promesas, pero él me dio su amor. Él me cambió la vida, no soy el mismo de ayer. Es mi pan, es mi agua y en él voy a creer. Never could have made it on my own. That's why he sent me the paraclete. I couldn't stop smoking, couldn't stop drinking, till his life came inside of me. He took my mess and made a testimony. I got a rap sheet, I'm not a phony. You act soprano, I'll show you Tony. But my life changed and you trying to stone me. Could've got out with a cold heart. Revenge on my friends who grew apart. Played every chick that I met at the mall. Paint the town like a work of art. But I thank God cause this is deep. My sleep sweet cause I found peace. The life of Christ took over me. So by his grace is what you see. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I bought with a price that's right. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. I'm full of that light, no night. This isn't my life. This ain't my life. He picked me back up, showed me his love, rescued the thug. I've been washed by the blood. Don't sit there and tell me that wasn't enough. This isn't my life. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever accomplished. This isn't my life. It ain't cause I'm so smart and I got it all figured out, man. This isn't my life. I just put my faith in the one. This isn't my life. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Yeah, this isn't my life.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hi, I'm Larry W. Robinson, and this is Gospel Updates, your gospel entertainment news report. Today's episode is brought to you by Gospel Updates e-magazine, as well as gospelupdates.com. The award-winning hit-making production team of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are back with a new song featuring the award-winning group Sounds of Blackness. Their new collaboration is titled Till I Found You. It's an anthem-like reminder of what real love is. Let's take a listen now.
Till I found you, even unselfish, yeah, it's always true. From a higher plane, love that we knew, never felt real love till I found you.
Till I Found You, produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis for the Sounds of Blackness, is available wherever great music is sold. You are listening to Gospel Updates. I'm your host, Larry W. Robinson. I'll have more after this.
Here we go, we back in here. Get ready for the explosive Universal Praise CD release concert of Jay Bethel in Spoken For, live on Saturday, April 27, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. This inspiring event will take place at the renowned International Gospel Center, 375 Salliot Road, Ecorse, Michigan. Also featuring guest psalmist Eric Dion, Ingrid Spencer, and special performance by Mark J. Don't miss this exciting event. Admission is free.
We're back, and you're listening to Gospel Updates. I'm your host, Larry W. Robinson. Are you looking for new music to officially kickstart your summer? According to the Billboard Gospel charts, the following songs are the most added this week and is sure to help you jam all summer long. First up, Brian Karn, Your Story. John P. Key featuring Zacardi Cortez, Made It Out. Kirk Carr, Bless Somebody. Donnie McClurkin, Not Yet. James Fortune, I Am. And Larry D. Reed, Smile. You've been listening to Gospel Updates, your gospel entertainment news report. I am your host, Larry W. Robinson. For these and other happenings in the world of gospel, visit gospelupdates.com. Also, visit gospelupdates.com to submit gospel happenings in your community today. That's gospelupdates.com. Thanks for listening. Now stay tuned.
I am calling on praises. God's been good to you. If he's ever brought you through, this praise is for you. Yeah. If there's one thing that I know my sister Clary does. She loves the Lord. Oh, 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 oh. Sing, Riri. Whoa, to be praised. He's worthy to be praised. My God is worthy. And every knee shall bow and confess your name. He's worthy to be praised. I'll give you praise, Lord. We're like a city that's seated on the hill. Our praise can be hidden, 'cause I know He is risen. Yes, He's alive. I know I can feel Him within my soul. Whoa. Come on, all of the praises. Lift your hands and let's go. Oh, my soul, rejoice. Oh, my soul, rejoice. From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, He's worthy to be praised. And every knee shall bow and confess your name. He's worthy to be praised. Oh, you're worthy. Lord, you're worthy. Wherever you are right now, I want you to find your secret place, where it's you and just Jesus. Praise Him, everybody. Oh, praise Him. Come on now. He's been good. He's been kind. It's your turn. Praise Him. Praise Him. Praise Him. Come on, Zion. Praise Him. Put on your strength. Pick 'em up and put 'em down. Hands in the air, feet on the ground. Oh yeah, yeah. Afraid, alone, and I had nowhere to go. Confused, misused, oh, this cold world hurt me so. But you came along with your grace. My heart is with you, now I'm safe. Turned me around, placed me on solid ground. Oh, your love could never be replaced. The kind of love you give, living water from my heart, and for you I live. I know I should be dead, but you stepped in and you saved me from the darkness, saved me from the pain, saved me from destruction, saved me from me, saved me from damnation, saved me. You saved the whole nation. Saved me. Oh, set me free. I was searching, longing, looking for that one thing that was missing. Was in the drug or in my cup or in the man I wanted full but stayed so empty. So many sleepless nights and all the tears I cried. My sins made you seem far, though you were in my heart. So much guilt, how to repent, where do I start? The kind of love you give, living water from my heart, and for you I live. I know I should be dead, but you stepped in and you saved me from the darkness, saved me from the pain, saved me from destruction, saved me from me, saved me from damnation, saved me, and the whole nation. Saved
destruction. You saved me from me. You saved me from damnation. Saved me. You saved the whole nation. Saved me. Oh, set me free. You saved me, saved me, saved me. You saved me from me. Save me, save me, save me. You saved me from me. You saved me, save me, save me. You saved me from me. Save me, save me, save me. You saved me from me.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Yeah, you tell him, Robot. You tell him you're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. Worldwide, baby. Right here on Positive Power, Double XI Christian Media. And Positive Power Internet Television. That's right, coming soon, y'all. MV21 coming. That's right, MVTV 21 will be coming real soon as Music Vision Television will be back. That's right, we be streaming back on Facebook Live real soon, y'all. We working out our licensing issues with Facebook and some coding. But we will be back because Batman need his phone back. All right. We check on my guests in a minute. All right. Shay said she'll help him out. All right, y'all. We're going to have a great show tonight. We got Roderick Swift. That's right, from Vegas. And C. Sanavia. I think that's how you say her name. We'll find out in a minute. So they're going to talk about the Drum Fest, big event going on out in Vegas real soon. And if you out there, you may want to check it out. All right, shout out to everybody that was at the DMV Top 20 Entrepreneurs and Book Tour Festival. That's right, we had a great time. Me and Lakeisha was filming the Lakeisha Mosley Show. That's right, 12 interviews. That's right, 30-minute show. Check it out on Facebook. We'll be streaming it real soon on YouTube, and it will be coming to Music Vision Television. All right. We keep you guys updated when that's going to happen. It should be happening real soon. Probably should be kicking off probably the second week in May, most likely. All right, I know you guys miss Music Vision, all those beautiful videos. We got new videos. We got new shows. That's right. My Journey is on there. You know, a lot of you been watching My Journey on WATC 2 and WATC 57.1, 57.2. And also you can get on Janico. That's an international television network. That's right. All the big faith-based TV stations stream on Janico. Faith-based TV. That's an international satellite station. But you can get that app and you can watch all of them, man. You got everybody on there. Joyce Myers, Joseph Prince, Paula White, Creflo Dollar, TD, all the big mega pastors out there. Jamal Bryant. That's right, y'all. All right, y'all, we appreciate you guys. I know you guys got a chance to check out some of the promos. Shout out to Troy Edwards. Shout out to Eric Holmes and Rico Diego. Shout out to all those people, Monette Horton and my man Josh Proby. Yeah, those guys going to be coming to Lakeisha Mosley Show real soon. And stay tuned, y'all. Gospel Music Magazine will be back. We'll be taping that real soon with summer. We hope to get that kicking off sometime in May. And we got a new show, 2 new shows that's going to be coming to Music Vision Television. We got a traveling show. I don't know the title of it yet, but we got 2 hosts that's going to be traveling, well, co-hosts that are going to be traveling the Eastern Shore of Maryland, the different spots that they think you would like, that you enjoy. So that's going to be coming real soon. They'll be in production in probably another couple weeks. The weather's getting nice out there finally. But you get a chance to meet me and Lakeisha. I guess Lakeisha going to be with me, but me and Jordy going to be there. Memorial Day, we're going to be out at the Chestertown Festival. That's right. It's going to be awesome, y'all. They're expecting 10,000 people to be out there. That's right. Chestertown, Maryland. That's about an hour. Once you cross the Bay Bridge, I think it's like 40 minutes or something like that. awesome town. They're gonna be doing some reenactments of the Chestertown Tea Party, which is very similar to the Boston Tea Party. I mean, I was talking to Yvette, who's as a partner, one of my partners over on the Eastern Shore. She hosts a jazz show on their community public broadcast station over there, and I think it's on FM. And she was telling me that they actually be fighting. Yeah, going wartime. Yeah, they be in the boats and everything, heading to the ship. Total reenactment, all dressed up and everything. So that's going to be going on at the Chestertown Tea Party Festival. And we're going to be there filming a 30-minute play that's going to be based on, I think it's a story of the soldiers of the Civil War. So that's gonna be exciting, y'all. So that's gonna be something you get a chance to see on Music Vision Television. See some young talent. That's right, some raw talent. That's right. Everybody want to be a star now. You see my man Dr. Charles Clark doing this thing. That's right. He's been working on back-to-back films. So we looking forward to seeing his projects hit the silver screen. All right, let me check out, see what Shay is up to, and I think my guest is in there too. I see 3 people, so I think he's all right. What's up, Shay? What's going on? How you doing, Grandma? What's up? Are you used to that yet?
I'm not used to it yet, but when you said it, I'm like, who is he talking to? And then I realized I'm the grandma.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
I'm the grandma. Thank you guys so much for your love and support and your messages. Last week was awesome. Yes, I'll have to send you some more pictures of baby girl. So she's amazing.
Yeah, she's going to be growing right before your eyes. Before you know it, she's going to be graduating from high school. You say, where did the time go?
Oh, my God, I can't. Can we get past kindergarten first at least?
Look, we've been working on, the services, for Saturday. And we were looking at some pictures of baby girl. All I can remember, she used to give me a hard time because I was actually working full time and in college full time, and she didn't like to go to bed. She used to like to be up, just like now. She liked to be up to 1-2 o'clock. You finish studying.
Right.
I'm gonna crash at 2, try to get 4 or 5 hours in, and she want to be up. She want to play and walk around the house and stuff. Well, me carry her around the house. So sleep during the day. Yeah, the daycare moms used to let her sleep all day. I guess so they could sit around and eat and watch their soaps. Yep. Yeah, that was. I still remember those days, man. That was a struggle.
It sounds like you're going through a moment, Jerry. Come back.
Yeah, those pictures. Yeah, she was something else, man. She used to run this house. Yeah, that's why my wife. It's so funny. My wife was like, Jordan is so quiet. I said, he's always been like that. You just didn't notice because baby girl was monopolizing our time. He's like,
oh, my God.
Doing 3 activities.
That's how I felt today, though. Today was my first day back in the real world, I guess.
Yeah.
And I went back to the office for the first time in 2 weeks.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was really missing her.
Yeah, you are.
I was really missing her.
So everybody all settled in? So everybody all settled in? They used to her, her commands?
Yes, we are. Her schedule was so easy. Within 3 days, we learned her schedule, and she only cries for just a second, and that's just to let us know we need to feed her. Wow. And then after she eats, she's back to sleep until it's time to eat again. So she has not physically cried the way that she cried when she was born. She didn't cry like that. She hasn't done that yet. So we're not gonna speak that into existence. But she is just amazing.
Good baby. Yeah, there you go. Yay. Yeah. All right. Good for y'all. Congratulations. All right. We're looking forward to seeing her on, real soon, doing her thing. So anyway, man, we had a great weekend for Positive Power, and obviously it must have made an impact on the world because I've been getting friend requests from Pakistan and all over Africa, India. People, because I think when I posted everything, it was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and they must have been up. Yeah, they must have been up. Yeah, it was crazy because we had a great time, and we met some fantastic authors, entrepreneurs. I mean, this one girl had this cheesecake to die for. I got to get in contact with her so we can have her make us a dessert for Friday. I'm not taking it to the place. It's going to be for us because she makes one for diabetics and everything. I mean, whew. Anyway, I can still see her when I close my eyes. I can still see the cheesecake lady.
Like you see that juicy crab, Karen.
Yeah, I can still see her when she was handing it to me.
Speaking of juicy crab, I was there tonight. That's where I just came from there.
Juicy crab, yeah, man. Well, I got a place that can replace a juicy crab here that I'll probably be hitting up probably tomorrow. But anyway, I got one shout out. Got a shout out to Eric Holmes, Dr. Eric Holmes, CEO Troy Edwards, and my man Rico Diego. They did a great job, and Stevie J. All those guys did a great job preparing for the entrepreneurs and everything. And I mentioned to you guys earlier something that's coming up really big. And I know Eric always say, you don't measure everything in numbers because that was their first event. And of course, that place is more popular for that, that nightlife, that cultural center, because they always have like really fantastic DJs and a lot of rappers come down from New York and, perform there. So this was a day, a late afternoon event. For early evening event. So mostly everybody there were people that were in business, but you had a chance to really see each other's products. And sometimes you got to look at this stuff like a trade show. You get a chance to show your stuff. You're not necessarily need to be selling stuff. And I think that's the problem that African Americans and I we have missing in our business plan. We don't have anyone giving trade shows for us where you can go and, just set your stuff up. You get that when you do those nonprofit things in the community. They set up and say, oh, my God, I know we had a clinic here. They get to set up and show that stuff. But we don't do that with our businesses. And to me, that kind of reminded me of that because the people had really nice displays and everything. And they was, showing their products and presenting themselves. We had a chance to be on the Keisha Mosley show and I had prepped them and had them ready. And, Jordan and Lakeisha did a fantastic job because Batman was all over the place, shooting them promos.
Shout out to Jordan and Lakeisha.
Yeah, did that thing. He was directing, Jordan was directing and, Lakeisha was doing her thing. And I was able to network, with the people because, those are the people that we like to get on my journey with Paula G, So give them a chance to show themselves off on TV, and that was one of the things that Troy was talking about, that we have to put ourselves out there to give people opportunities. Sometimes it's not always about making money. God will bless you. He will bless you when you bless his people. And that's that was a real impactful thing he said, about giving yourself to people, especially when you're on the platform you're on, that you can help pull them up, give them the opportunity because they do what they do. We do what we do. Our job is to give you exposure, So that was big for him to say something like that. You have a big heart to do something like that anyway, to give up your platform for someone else, to make money. But like I said, God will reward you. He will bless you, give you favor. And look at us now anyway. Yeah. We can't just be sitting on here just, talking about nothing all day. We got to give people opportunities, to spread their good news. All right. Well, anyone last? We got 2 more minutes before we bring a guest. Anything you need to share with the people?
Just no. I think how I feel. We are doing such an amazing job, and everybody is just, just recognizing the hard work that you're putting in. As always, just shout out to everybody who supports, and we just continually will push to bring good quality work, radio, media, and all the above.
Yeah, man, I was struggling today, man. Skype was trying to do an update. It was running bad. It took forever to come up for our re-show, the Triple Podcast, and then Lakeisha was luckily I made a tape. Always make a tape in the background in case the internet acts up. But real quick, Leroy Allen is a guy that runs a life coaching school here in the Baltimore area, and he's going to be hosting event coming up where I think you get accredited coming real soon. So he already has a number of graduates, so we're going to be having a lot of these people coming on the show. For those of you that's looking to empower yourself or you want some certification, I know a lot of times you say, hey, you know what? I can't really afford college, but I would like to have some certification. Certifications really weigh very heavy on resumes. You don't necessarily always have to have, a master's degree and all that stuff behind you, unless that job calls for that. But you have a lot of employees that's impressed by you receiving additional training, outside training, to better yourself. That saves a lot in the interview when, you went through a program. And so this is going to be going, we're going to have him back on to talk about this. We're going to have some of his life coaches that graduated from the program to talk to you about that. A lot of them going to be in studio. We're about to go on production with Summer's show, Gospel Music Magazine, and Lakeisha Mosley going to be in studio real soon. So you get a chance to meet these people and find out how you can be part of this. Now, I'm going to tell you, Dr. Terrell Jenkins, that guy has no problem flying all over the place. And he's going to have his people back here. We actually going to be shooting some shows on human behavior and mental health awareness. So we're going to be doing some roundtable discussions on that right here in studio, right here at the Batman studio. That's right, the Red Room they call it now. Right here. So, we let you guys know when that's going to be happening. I know for sure we're looking at doing a show on August 2nd, I believe. So, Shay, if you can put it on your calendar, you want to come to town. He's going to be bringing some coaches. The Newsom Award, I believe, is August 3rd. So, a lot of people are going to be coming to town for that. So, we're going to be trying to shoot some additional original programming for Positive Power, Double XI, Internet Television. That's right, y'all. Positive Power going to have its own television network. Just running streaming 24 hours. Going to be scheduled shows. I'm going to be organized. That man going to be organized. That's right. So let's be excited about that.
Who's going to organize it for you? If I had my sister Paula G, Lady Wisdom After Midnight, on the line with me tonight, we both would say, who's going to keep it organized for you?
Batman's gonna be over. I got my whiteboard now. It's gonna be like a schedule, so I know what's coming up. I know what I got to do. I can't hold everything in my brain, but I'm excited about that because because of all the original program we have. I hate when we shoot stuff and then you show it on Facebook, then it's gone. We get a chance to schedule the stuff, and you get a chance to see all the episodes of MVP with Sky and Gumdrops and all the Paula G segments. I think Paula G up to episode 17. So you get a chance to see those shows and gospel music, man, all that stuff, and all the interviews we have in studio. People be able to have commercials aired. It's going to be fantastic. That's right. Internet television, y'all, is big. That's right. We can't let, the other guys have all the fun. like Earl Graves said, you can't let the white guys have all the fun. So we gotta have our own stuff, our own toys, y'all. And we got to support each other, too. All right. Well, it's time for us to get our guests on, Shay. I just looked at the clock. It's 3 minutes after 10:15. I know Roderick is ready to talk to you. I just want to say, hey, what's up, Mr. Swift? What's going on, sir?
What's going on? How you doing?
That man is doing fine, man. And you got your artist. She's on the line, too. Miss C.
Yeah, we got three today.
Oh, okay. Well, Shay, you going to handle all that, Shay? You got it?
You know how I do, Jerry. I just get it done.
That's right. She gonna get it done. All right, Mr. Swift, Batman. I'm in the background. I'm gonna enjoy listening to you guys, and y'all have a great show. You need anything? Message me. Batman's on mute.
Amen. Amen. Well, welcome, everyone, to the Late Night with Jerry Royce and Shay Samuels, your co-host. I'm excited to be back tonight. I've had a long week. Shout out to Sister Clarita Haddon, who was on last week. I didn't get a chance to talk with you, but I look forward to connecting with you really, really soon. And to Paula G for filling in last Monday. Thank you all so much for your love and support for my new grandbaby, and more to come with her. Tonight we have a special, now I know we have three special guests, but I'm going to allow the special guests to introduce the three people that they have on tonight. Mr. Roger Swift, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, how are you, Mr. Swift?
God bless you. On today, we have C. Sanavi, as an artist, she's going to be doing her own segment, and then we have myself, and then we have my assistant, Ronnie Thomas. As an artist, she's going to be doing her own segment.
All right,
and
so
then
we have Steve Sanovi, who's going to be doing the first segment. So do you want to go ahead, or do you want Steve Sanovi? Steve Sanovi's on the line. All right, so we have Steve Sanovi, who's going to be doing the first segment. So do you want to go ahead, or do you want Steve Sanovi? I am wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I had a chance to be doing one of your songs. So do you want to go ahead, or do you want Steve Sanovi? I am wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I had a chance to be doing one of your songs. So do you want to go ahead, or do you want to listen? I am wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I had a chance to be doing one of your songs. So do you want to go ahead, or do you want to listen? I am wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I had a chance to be doing one of your songs. So do you want to go ahead, or do you want to listen? I am wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I had a chance to be doing one of your
Is the overseers of this the church.
Amen. And you said that Mr. Navi's going to have a part to take in it. Mr. Navi, can you tell us about your part in this? And we're going to talk some about your music as well.
Okay. Well, to start off, I guess I have this segment between 2 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. That would be my portion to advertise myself and me vocally. So I entitled the segment Lisa Navi presents Unconditional Love Live Unplugged. So what I'd be doing, it will be I will be doing a section where I have a interview, a Q&A section, and from there I'll have dancers opening up for me, and
You have Tiffany Spitz.
Tiffany Spitz. She's going to be dancing as in like an opener, like breaking the ice for me as I get up and be accompanied by a 3-piece band with original music that I've created and a twist of other songs that might be familiarized to other people by certain mainstream artists like Jill Scott, things of
amazing.
Amazing. You'll be kind of like entwined a lot of different styles in there, but really it shows all my influences. It shows who inspires me in the industry and what they're doing. And yeah, I'm trying the same thing actually. I am. I've been pushing through, and I just somehow I've been led over this way from Miami. I felt like I've really stretched myself out to network and build a following back home. So I thought it would be a good idea to come to the West Side, the West Coast, and see what that's all about, and go through trial and error here as well.
Yeah.
About learning.
Talk to us a little bit about your journey on this whole music trail, because like you were saying, you definitely are trying some new things, moving to different states, and you're just connecting with the right people. What has it been like on this musical journey for you? How did you get started?
Well, I was a dance lover. So I went to school, to a performing arts school back home in Miami called New World School of the Arts. And I was dancing, and I was trying to, doing all kinds of styles, ballet, modern, hip-hop, jazz, contemporary, even liturgical, because I did it at church, I was in church doing it. So, I started to, experiment on stage plays. I was able to get into that. also when I was down there. And I guess from there, I just started to, see what I was capable of doing. And there were people that were around me that also believed in me and believed in my talent. And they thought, hey, why don't you try to sing? And from there, one person introduced me to another person, and that person introduced me. It was just like a domino effect. I just started meeting all kinds of people, and I just started thinking to myself, hey, I really can do this. So I just started to sing places, and I was fortunate to meet a lot of talented people and people that's in the mainstream industry, and I'm grateful for it. It's brought me all the way over here to try to
Amen.
start a new, refreshing start somewhere else in a different location. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna let God lead me wherever He leads me. That's what I think.
Yes. So what do you want people to know about your music?
What I like them to know, I guess I don't have a genre. I can say that I've placed myself in because I've been searching on where I would fit in the music industry. I'm a singer-songwriter, so I write music. I choreograph because I have that dance background from school, and I try to think of different ideas to cater to the industry that would be like. I didn't even started thinking about this until like now. With branding and marketing, that part is very important to get yourself out there. So I'm thinking of ideas of jingles, coming for commercials, advertisement, anything that could help me. And I would say I've done R&B, I've done gospel music. I have actually submitted two songs that's gospel. One is gospel, and one is inspirational. It can be a crossover song. I feel like it can fit any avenue that I hope that you guys enjoy. I hope it's the same song that you heard too. I don't think I'm vulgar in any kind of way with my style and the way I carry myself as an artist. So that's not the message that I would like people to see me as. But I know that I gave you a gift and I want to use it. I want to use it the best way I can, whether it's singing background for people, whether it's doing background vocals on in the studio, or whether it's just singing lead for a part in a stage play or anything. Just using it as much as possible and hoping that it get into the right ears and into the right people. So that's something that I always feel about. Because this world is so crazy.
Yeah. I think the one good thing about music is very versatile. It's very diverse. And I think a lot of what we have to come to the conclusion that it starts from somewhere. Music has the ability to change a life. It has the ability to restore. It has the, regardless of what. I mean, you always hear a song and it takes you back to it could be like the first melody of the track. Let's just be real. It could be the first melody of the track and you can hear something like bounce, 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 and it's about to go down. It's about to go down. And so I believe that music is definitely something that has to just capture you in a way that it not necessarily emotionally, but it should drive something home for you. So I will tell you, at the end of the day, you do need to do what you know is best for you, and don't let anybody ever change that. Don't let anybody change it. Whatever songs you're doing, it's going to capture the heart of the person who needs to hear it. Okay, so regardless of where you are, how you're doing it, I like the fact that you said you understand your audience. That's the one thing that I always stress to artists. Know who your audience is. You can't go into, this environment doing this and then expect to be respected and then get mad because you're not.
So I
Right.
appreciate the fact that you know your audience. So you just taught some artists that tonight.
Oh, well, amen.
you just taught some artists tonight. Know your audience. But I just want to encourage you, whatever music you're doing, definitely allow it to capture the hearts of the people that you're listening to. And I guarantee you, wherever you are, there's going to be somebody that tells you that they love that song. And here's what they do. They tell you why they love it. Oh, that song reminded me of when I was growing up. That song reminded me of when I, first fell in love. That song reminded me of when I broke up with this person, but it felt so good and I felt so free. Whatever it is, just keep doing it. Your heart is in it, and I can hear that you have a passion for doing what you do. So
yes, I do. I got a passion. I mean, just last night I was coming back from Miami. I was fortunate enough to sing background for Kenny Lattimore. I'm out here hustling. But good you make those connections and you meet people, and I know that that's super, super important. You have to be around the right set of people that see the vision of where they're going, so that you can, go there with them. Especially if it's not a dead end, because I'm not trying to go to no dead end.
Yes.
I'm trying to move up. I'm trying to elevate in this industry, and I don't want to be part of the corruption either.
Yes, yeah. And I definitely hear you. I hear you. What we're going to do, we're going to go to one of your songs. Assistant, I'm going to pull on you. I'm going to pull on you, assistant. We have two songs, and we are going to, what songs do we have? Was that you, Mr. Swift, or the assistant?
No, this is Sandy's song. This is the Navi song. This is not my.
Mr. Rodney, is Rodney still on the phone with us?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and go to one of the songs, and then when we come back from that song, you can tell us all about it. So we'll be right back after these messages, after this song.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Never hesitate.
Worldwide Podcast.
Thank you.
We can see the future.
Hey, see, it's catchy, right?
We can see the future. I absolutely, that's what we're talking about, inspirational music. I love it. I love it. And I actually had a couple of people behind the scenes saying, I like that. So shout out to you. Yes, tell us about that song. Tell us about that song.
Thank you. Well, this song is basically what I'm going through right now. And it's like, it's pretty much on all the things that I've said to you. Like, I'm after chasing my destiny, you know, I'm after to pursue this dream because I see myself somewhere in the field. If it's not meant for me to be front and center, you know, and that mainstream artist, you know, I know that musically I will be doing something for sure. Like, because it's part of me. It's the gift God gave me. And it's not just about me. Like, this song can be interpreted two other ways. These are the only two other ways that I thought. So the other way that I thought is, it sounds like it can be like almost for a pursuer. Like, it's like a pursuer type song where, you know, a guy is misled and thinks, you know, like, I can't be in his future or whatever, but really, you know, I see myself in a different light. Like, I see the value in me. You know, this guy is sadly mistaken. Because these are the thoughts that I've been thinking, like, for, like, music video or film, you know, to, like, visuals sake. That's what I've thought. Like, okay, well, this guy, he don't know what he's dealing with. This girl's a go-getter. This girl, she got it. You know, she's after what she believes. You know, it can be looked at in that way. And I also thought, okay, this is a ladies' anthem. Ladies, we should not be fighting each other. Ladies, we should not be downing each other, easting each other, looking down on each other. Like, we should be uplifting each other. We should be, you know, congratulating, celebrating each other, saying, hey, you know, because, you know, there's too much, like, competition out here. You know, everybody's out here trying to do the same thing. Why can't we support each other? Why can't we just love on each other and support each other genuinely, you know, and be out there and saying, like, that's my girl. She out here doing something positive. That's my girl. She out here doing what she believes in and what she feels that's going to take her to the next level. Like, I'm all about that. And I'm all about supporting. I'm all about, you know, showing love and you know, showing love to people who believe in what they believe in. So, and I'm not going to knock the person for it. And so pretty much I'm saying there's no competition between us ladies. We can all make it. We can all win. There's food. There's a table full of food. This is a buffet. We all can eat. We all can make it. So that's kind of the idea I have for where the song could go and what kind of ideas, like, you know, what it really truly means. Those three definitions that came to mind.
Well, I definitely can hear the storyline for everything that you just said. We do have another song that we're going to play before we let you go. So I'm going to go ahead, if that song is cued, we're going to go ahead and play that song and then find out about that song. And then we're going to find out how we can connect with you and what you have going on.
Okay, sounds good.
Humble, young man, humble. Woo! This is Jarrell Golden of Holy Ground Music Group, and you are listening to Jerry Royce Live, Worldwide Podcast in Charm City. A quick question. Can you feel the power?
Triumph's not done without the pain. Guarantee with the Lord you can be set free. He reigns over the heavens and the earth, the whole universe. My Savior does and knows all things. Life's not possibilities. Oh no, it ain't fair, no, no. But there's possibilities. My God has a plan and a purpose for each and every one. For all He's done for you and me. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. When you follow God's will, you will find yourself. When you follow God's will, you'll be out of misery. When you follow God's will, He'll give you the victory. He'll give you the victory. Holy Spirit, flow. Holy Spirit, flow. Holy Spirit, flow. Overflow. All of my enemies try to defeat me, but my protector shields me. No need to worry, no need to lose sleep. He watches over me, for thou art with me. So come alive, don't die. The holy word gives life. Lost souls reach out to be free for eternal life. My God has a plan and a purpose for each and every one. For all He's done for you and for me. When you follow God's will, you will find yourself. When you follow God's will, oh yeah, you will be out of misery. When you follow God's will, yeah, He'll give you the victory. Holy Spirit, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. Holy Spirit, flow. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, Spirit, flow. In me, Lord.
That is a way to actually end a show.
Amen.
Oh my God, that is the way to end a show. That was so beautiful, and I wish I had the time to really go through what you were experiencing while that song was coming out of you. But what I would love for you to do the last few minutes of the show is to inspire someone listening or watching tonight. Inspire someone with whatever it was that you were going through with that song, and whatever it was that brought you out while you were creating that song. Inspire someone in that way before you go.
Okay. What I can say is be hungry, but don't be thirsty. I say that because there's thirsty people out here, but they not knowing their value. Know your value and who you are in God, and know and believe the capabilities that God can bring you. And I think that would be the advice right there.
That is one of my favorite things.
Be hungry, stay humble.
You said that's one of your favorite? That is one of I tell people all the time, I'm hungry, I'm not thirsty. I tell people, I've been saying it for 4 years, I am hungry, not thirsty, and people have to understand that when you are thirsty, anybody can get. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. Now, let the listeners and the viewers know where they can connect with you right now. There are people who are listening and they are wanting your music, and so how can they connect with you?
Awesome. They can contact me through Instagram Facebook, even through email. I'll give you my Facebook and Instagram. Is it Seesanavi, SEE space SANAVI, and then I have my artist page, Seesanavi Music, all together. Instagram would be at Seesanavi, SEESANAVI. That's SEESANAVI. Also on Twitter, also on Spotify. You can find more music there. SoundCloud, everything is Seesanavi. If you just put it in Google, and I thank God because I've come a long way, and I never knew I could get to Google and just put in Seesanavi and something would actually come out and you'd actually see a list of things that Seesanavi has been doing. I know I need to continue to push through and go and add more to that roster of list of things that comes up when you put that name in Google, but I'm working on it. I still have some things lined up that I plan to put out also, because I'm very versatile with my style of music and what I do. But if you want to contact me, seesanavimusic@gmail.com. That's my email. And that's also SEESANAVI music, MUSIC, @gmail.com. So everything Seesanavi.
He said, you heard her say, Google me.
Google me.
He said, Google me.
Praise God. It took a while because I think a few years back I couldn't be Googleable. When I was Googleable, I wasn't Googleable. Yeah.
Googleable. That's our word for the night. Googleable.
I couldn't even say the word.
Miss Seesanavi, it was definitely a pleasure for me to speak with you tonight. Thank you for allowing me to interview you tonight, Mr. Swift and Mr. Rodney. Thank you both so much for allowing her to...
Can I say something?
Certainly.
I have some more information before the show is over. We're going to have a backpack drive, back to school drive that day after the festival is over. It's going to be held at Fresh Wind Ministries. And I would like to thank my proud sponsors. We have Nehemiah Ministries. One of my spiritual fathers I really look up to, his name is Pastor Kelsey West. His address is 3660 North Rancho Drive, number 144, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89130. You can drop the donations there, and you're going to have drop another donation at Tiffany Paradise Hair and Nails. That's at 3925 North Martin Luther King Boulevard, Suite 107, North Las Vegas, 890302. And then we got Dr. McQueen Family Medical. You can drop just the school supplies there at 2225 East Flamingo Road, Suite 105, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89119. And we have PostNet. You could drop your supplies there at 6895 East Lake Mead Boulevard, number 6, Las Vegas, Nevada. And our web address is drummersunitedinternational.com for any other information. And if you want to purchase your tickets, your tickets will be $25. And they're going to be off of Eventbrite.com, Drumfest 2019.
Well, thank you so much for that information, and I know that we'll put something up for, again, the viewers for the viewers to see. It was a pleasure. I definitely appreciate this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing more from you, Ms. Seesanavi, Mr. Swift, and Mr. Rodney. Mr. Rodney, I'm going to pull some more out of you, Mr. Assistant. I gave you a break tonight. I'm going to just let you know that. But I have one more question. I have one more question to ask the three of you at the same time. Can
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power?
Yeah. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Hey. And that's a wrap. PositivePower21.org. Internet radio.
Come on.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double X.
PositivePower21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
That's right, you tell them, robots. You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, a.k.a. the Batman. Charm City, baby. Yeah, we want to thank Roderick Swift and C. Sanavi for joining us tonight. Coming out of Florida and Las Vegas. We hope to have her here. That's right, in the beautiful Charm City real soon to get on the set. That's right, we got a lot of shows coming up. We be in production, y'all. You won't be on TV. You need that digital footprint. Google me, Barbara. That's right, you need to check us out. Positive Power, XXI. Don't forget, my journey is now run on international network. That's right, it's on the big Janico television network. They host all the big faith-based stations all over the world. That's right, and we represent the USA. That's right, Paula G is growing, y'all. She's big now. She don't need to take my calls no more. I gotta text her. But anyway, she should be back around June, so we're gonna be promoting that real soon. If you want to get yourself some exposure, be on television, be on a very good network in Atlanta, this is the place to come right here on Paula G Unlimited LTD and Positive Power XXI. Right here, y'all. Don't forget, Gospel Music Magazine is coming back. That's right, someone's going to be looking for some guests. Her show airs in DeKalb County. You know, that's where all the black dollars are. That's where all the rich black people live. That's right. So you got to check us out. Find out how you can get on that show. And also, MVP Sky is coming back. That's right. She'll be back on the set. And she want to guess. I think I might get some teenagers be on her show. College students. See what they talking about. All right. So we got big lineups coming up, y'all. Of course, Late Night with Jerry's Live is always airing every Wednesday with Zenobia. That's right. Zenobia be in studio. Right now she's in production for her play. Her play is going to be staged at Woodlawn High School in Baltimore County. That's going to be happening, I believe, in June. So you want to look out for that. Go out to Zenobia Sampson's Facebook page and find out when that play is going to be running. We're going to film that. So if you can't make it, you have an opportunity to see that, baby. That's right. You get a chance to see it on MVTV 21. That's right. Music Video Television will be back real soon. So if you got a music video and it's good, send it to me, jerrywaslive@gmail.com, or you can hit up Paula G. If you're interested in sponsoring, underwriting us, hit up Paula G. That's right, Paula G Voice @gmail.com. I think that's right. No, that's not right. It's Paula G @paulagvoice.com, or hit up jerrywaslive@gmail.com. All right, go to positivepower21.org. You can find all of our links. That's right, y'all. It's time to get the digital footprint. It's time to be able to allow people to be able to just Google your name and they can buy your music. You know, it's hard finding people out there on the internet when you don't have a digital footprint. It's so hard. So, I mean, you need music videos, you need to do talk shows, you need it all. That's right, you need the package. All right, we out of here, y'all. Stay tuned. We got the Keisha Mosley Show going to be airing real soon on YouTube, so you can check that out if you haven't seen it already. All right, and again, we want to shout out to Troy Edwards of GHP Universal Music Records here in Baltimore, and also Dr. Eric Holmes for what he did with the book tour, and Stevie J for opening up his venue. That's right, the Cultural Center. That's right, the Cultural Center right there on Howard and Saratoga Street. You're looking for a place that you need to rent out for banquets or you on a live event, hit up Steven Johnson on Facebook page. Just look him up in Baltimore. All right, y'all, that's the end of the show. If you want to stick around, listen to the music. We got some shows coming up. You get a chance to check out Untold Chronicles with Dr. G. And also you get a chance to check out a really nice show by Nina Taylor. That's coming up next. It's called Gospel Express with Nina Taylor. That's right. This is episode 48. I hope you enjoy the show. Take care, everybody. And this song coming up right here is called Knowing Christ, the Sons of Faith. And then right behind that would be The Gospel Express with Nina Taylor.
Can we take it a more time? I said, can we take it a more time? That's it, mama. Everybody, put your hands together just like this for me. There's a prize for yourself. Good God Almighty now. Oh, there's a prize. Yes, sir. For yourself. Can I tell you how I know? Y'all, I came to Jesus just as I was. I was weary, wounded, sad. I found in Him a resting place, but He had made me glad. Y'all know what? I tried the Lord, y'all. Yes, I did. And I prayed and prayed a sincere prayer, and I found out He was always there. That's how I know that there's a prize. I see you over there. You ought to give Him glory now. Oh, there's a prize. Oh, Lord. I believe I'll testify right now. You know what? I'm so glad that He gave me another chance. Yes, I am. There was a time in my life where I know that I could have been dead. Oh yeah, y'all, I could have been dead and gone, but God, He let me live on. So I thank Him every second, thank Him every minute, thank Him every hour of the day. Oh, there's a prize. Good God Almighty. Hey, I believe it is tonight. Oh, there's a prize. You ought to tell your mama. You ought to tell your daddy. You ought to tell your sister and your brother there's a prize. Every day of worship, every day of praise, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Closer to my blessing, y'all. Y'all know what? For those of you who came here today looking for something, I'm here to tell you right now, don't leave here without it. I want you to do something for me. Grab your neighbor by the hand real quick. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, whatever you want, your blessing is under your feet. Let's take these next 60 seconds and just put a praise on it real quick. That's it, mama. Go ahead, put a praise on it real quick. That's it. Come on. I know, yeah. Good God Almighty. I feel all right now. Oh, there's a prize. Good God Almighty. Do you believe it on tonight that there's a prize? Good God Almighty. I know it is, y'all. Y'all, there's a prize. All you got to do tonight, is just serve the Lord. And I guarantee you, y'all, He will answer your prayer. I know that there's a prize. Good God Almighty. To all of my loved ones, to all of my friends, all of my family, and all of you out there today, I'm begging you, don't let the devil ride. 'Cause if you let him ride, he'll take over your mind. But I'm begging you, please, if you let the Lord let him in your life, there is a blessing. There is a blessing with your name on it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nina Taylor, and this is the Gospel Express. This week, Incredible duets. We've got incredible duets from Lee Williams and Melvin Williams, David and Tamala Mann, who have a beautiful song called Good Love, Vanessa Bell Armstrong, and the late Daryl Coley, Angelo and Veronica, and many others. Incredible duets this week on the Gospel Express.
I sure been sick and I couldn't get well. But he healed my body and I can tell that it's think you make it anyhow. It's alright. Think you make it anyhow. Listen to this. I was lost without a friend. Then I met Jesus, and he took me in none of your temptation. He keep the faith. He already planned a way for you to escape. Said I know I'll make it in the house. It's gonna be. Said I'm gonna make it in the house. Listen to this. Through your trouble and through your pain, you better believe. Don't you stop shouting. Don't you stop praying. You better believe. Everything's gonna be. Said it's gonna be alright. Make it. Come on, say. In the house. Watch this. Come on. Order your fruit. Yeah. Put your hands on it. Yeah. Make it. Yeah. Y'all hear me say this? I'm gonna make it. Yes, I will. I'll make it. One more trial. Hold it down. True victory. I found. Said I'm gonna make it. I'll make it. Said I will. I'm gonna make it. Get out of my way. I'm on a mission. I'm on purpose. With my vision. Haters can't stand it. Where you from? They don't know what's coming and you're gone. Everything gonna be. Think I'll make it in the house.
You're listening to the Gospel Express. I'm Nina Taylor.
My soul was sinking in a world of sin, but grace and mercy, it took me in, took my feet out of the miry clay and placed them on a rock to stay. Oh, what a relief it was when God rescued me. He loosed the chains that had me bound, and he set me free. And it felt like cooling water, cooling water, cooling water. It felt like cooling water, cooling water, cooling water, cooling water from Grandma's well. Lee Williams, y'all. Sleepless nights and so much pain. Couldn't see no sunshine, nothing but rain. But God said we've been made, endure but in the morning it will be alright. Oh, what a relief it was when God rescued me. He loosed my chain, had me bound, and then he set me free. Felt like cooling water, felt like just like cooling water from Grandma's well. It felt like cooling water, cooling water, cooling water. Felt like cooling water, when he saved my soul. It felt like when he made me whole. Felt just like it felt good, y'all. That cooling water, just like I knew that it would. Just like I knew that it would, y'all. When he raised me, it felt just like, and I'm reminded of another water, and I'm reminded of another water. When they took me down in the water, when they took me down to a muddy pond to be baptized, took me down to be baptized. Let me tell you what happened to me. They baptized me in the name of the Father, baptized me in the name of the Son, baptized me in the name of the Holy Ghost, and they all made one, and that ain't all, y'all. When I came up out of that water, I had a new walk, just didn't walk quite the same. When I came up from that water, I had love in my heart. When I came up out that water, I had joy all in my heart. Another thing, y'all, changed my mind. I couldn't think that same way. Changed my heart. I had a different word to say. Change me. I didn't wanna just live. I wanted something that I could give. How about you today? Praise God for the water. Praise God for the water. Anybody gonna praise Him for the water? Praise God for the water. Anybody been dipped? Anybody been dipped? Anybody been dipped? Have you been dipped down in the water? The Holy Ghost was in that water. Deliverance was in that water.
Here's Vicky Winans along with Tim Bowman Jr. with Just Because.
There may be times in your life when you're in need of a helping hand, but I wanna say, no one else in the world you can call. I know He will, yeah, I know He will. Here we go. You said you've been down so low, you said that you can't make it. Try to fake it. Let me tell you, I know that He will. Know that you know where you can make it, take it. Don't you fake it. Look at me, I'll tell you He will. Let me say like this. Wondering why you're going through, and trouble seems to come your way, is pushing you against the wall. Yeah, I want you to know that you can make it. All you gotta do is trust Him. Don't you let the devil back you up against the wall. Yeah, do it. Yeah. Try to let me tell you, say know that you know, that you know. Don't you fake it.
what you gotta say. I heard and I know that he will, yeah. Oh, I tried him and he ain't never let me down. So go on, keep the faith, stand strong in the race, yeah. You're gonna make it, yes, you turn it around. Listen, see, there may be times when your faith is down with everything that's going on now. So good to know that you are the truth. Stand by your word, I've trusted it to see through. Until you really know that. If you just believe it, I said I know he will. If you just believe it, if you hold on, be strong. Yeah. 'Cause I know he will. Put your hands in the air if you really. Put your hands in the air if you really know. All you gotta do is hold on. Turn back around and be strong.
You're listening to the Gospel Express. I'm Nina Taylor.
We've been to hell and back on this earth, like we're two gangs trying to fight, and love's the term. When all we really need to do is listen to each other's views on things, 'cause that's the only way to maintain good love, good